Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to game number 1 going on between CM After Dark and US Army Esports. We are going to go ahead and begin the game in just 1 second. First, though, we want to go over the map bans and map picks. We're going to go ahead and have the required coin flip that went on between the two captains. US Army Esports did end up winning the flip and has selected map pick. So they're going to be obviously being able to decide where we go to the first map. That does mean CM After Dark is going to go ahead and be getting the what am I trying to say? CM After Dark is going to go ahead and get the first ban and first pick. Looking at the standings, we are up over here in week number 3. We see US Army Esports currently has 3 points on the board. That either means 1 domination or they manage to win 1 and take a point off somewhere else. It does look like we also go ahead and get CM After Dark sitting at a hefty 9 points. So probably means they've already played their flex match actually. So well done, well done, well done for them. We're going to go over here. Looking at the actual map picks and map bans, we did go ahead and have... I actually have to wait a little bit. I can't see the screen. I have to wait for the delay, but I know we had Cursed Hollow banned out by US Army Esports, and then they also banned out Volskaya Foundry. If I remember correctly, we had the CM After Dark. It did go ahead and take out Dragonshire and Sky Temple. Might have that mixed up, but regardless, we are going to Baraxis Holdout. That will be the pick coming out of US Army Esports. And it looks like we're just about ready to go over into the draft, so that's exciting. With that being said, we'll go ahead and get into it immediately. This is obviously one of the maps that really, I won't say favors, but the offlane is super important. You do regularly see globals taken here, so Falstack can go up there and help with the offlane very, very quickly. Kind of unbalanced. You also do sometimes have Anduin taken and just go up to drop a light well to help out. But we're going into the draft. Let's get to it. I should put my gloves on. Oh my goodness, you can see my naked hands. This is terrible. So, we are getting into it right about now. Right about now. We are waiting for the players to come in. I'll go ahead and neutralize that because you don't need to see that. Please go away. Please and thank you. First ban is obviously coming in from CM After Dark because that's what happens when you get first ban, first pick. Now we got the Jimmy Rayner. Interesting. This is not one of his more highly prioritized maps, though he is just a constant source of damage into whatever team he goes into. They do have first pick. I do have to wonder where are you going to try and save your offlaner and get the counter pick, or are you going to try and take a Rexar super early? That's always interesting to me. And we do have that. I actually brought up Anduin before we got to this point because Anduin can just go up there, drop a light well, and the light well just kind of sticks around for a while. It actually gives your offlaner an incredible advantage, so not having that on deck is very, very helpful. Ready to roll, ready to rock. Alright, second ban on the side of CM After Dark. We're going to go ahead and see Stukov being taken out of here. It looks like what CM After Dark is actually doing is they're like, okay, we need to take the StarCraft heroes off of this map. The StarCraft heroes clearly have the ability to, they know backdoors, they know strategies that are obvious to the rest of us, so let's just not let them in there. Because honestly, storming a hostile breed of Zerg, Stukov and Rayner would be super good. I have to wonder if they're going to go prioritize Kerrigan. Kerrigan will just take over the Zerg and just end up having with a wave in both lanes, just pushing, because clearly that is absolutely what happened. Lore trumps balance. So no attention paid to the offlane. That's interesting. Johanna is being taken out. Definitely not going to see any light bomb combo because they've taken out both aspects of it. And we have a kitty. Yeah, you know the rule, kitty. You can't step here up in front of everyone and not get shown to the stream. It's illegal. Alright, we did kind of talk about the importance of globals in this map and being able to go there and reinforce the offlane. So Brightwing, not a surprise we see being picked up there. Death Punisher is going to be the Tiny Fairy Dragon. A new Brock comes out, does go ahead and a new Brock is something that combos with Android, but obviously we're not going to see Android taking this time. We have Tychus, our first StarCraft actual pick. They say you guys are betting out StarCraft heroes. We're going to get Tychus before you can get him. Tychus has incredible amounts of wave clear, so it can very, very easily stand up to a Zerg wave. Alright, we do have Vala and Asmodan coming out. Vala kind of basically almost Rainer, but not quite. Asmodan, interesting pick. I do feel like Asmodan has a much harder time stacking because he can't double soak on this map. So I always get worried and nervous when I see this. Alright, we do go and have the May band out. Sorry, I had to correct someone. One of the people I'm talking to, I hope he's not in chat. Actually, let me check before I go talk about him. That would be bad. But yeah, one of my friends is drunk and they're just like, yeah, it's really cool that you're having so much fun streaking. I'm like, I'm not streaking? No? We finally have a bit of anticipation to the offlane. We do have Sonya being taken out. Sonya kind of a great all-rounder, though there are some very specific counter picks that can be picked up. Although I guess CM After Dark does realize that they are not able to get the last pick. So you just say, well, the person that we're probably going with is going to be like a diva or something. So let's get rid of Sonya, because Sonya just kind of dumpster tears the diva. It's not, I mean, diva can fight against the Sonya, but Sonya is kind of a great matchup into it. Now, why would you pick the Leoric here? They have no bans left. Did you really think they were going to Leoric? Because, like, there are direct counters to Leoric, and I have no problem against the Skeleton Man. Skeleton Man! So it's interesting that you would pick them up when you actually have the ability to counterpick. Is your last damage slot that relevant? We're going to have Ragnaros going into Leo. Interesting. We'll have to see how that turns out. Go and get the prediction set up. We're almost there. We're almost ready for it to come down. We do go and have the Garrosh into a Nubarak. That's going to make it hard because Nubarak actually needs to stay away from the Garrosh, and he can't do that if all of his abilities are engages, although the only one of them is. Pseudo Global coming out of that. So I do think Ragnaros is going to have it was picked into the Leo. I do think Skycake is going to be able to do very, very well. I kind of favor CM into this. The Tychus is going to shred the Garrosh, though. That's something to be very careful of. The armor from Garrosh does not help against Tychus' minigun. But regardless, we're going to go ahead and get into the game right now. Look forward to it, and I will see you guys in 3 seconds. Oh, it sounds like we had a little bit of problem with actually playing that file. Whoops. But oh well. Not the worst thing in the world. You have everything else kind of moving in. So here's everyone else moving through. We're going into the game right now. Look forward to it. I'm definitely looking forward to casting it. Here we come, coming into a Moraxis holdout. Representing Clouded Minds After Dark in this very, very late 10:30 Eastern game. We do have Ice X playing the Lokgosh Garrosh. We do have Tiger coming in on the Avala. Venus is on Nipple Rings himself, the Asmodan. Death Punisher playing the Bright Wing. Up in the top lane, we do have Skycake bouncing around on that Ragnaros. Going to be squaring off against Leoric, being played by Frankenshire. Over on the side of U.S. Army Esports. We do go ahead and have U.S. Cycle, yay! Playing the Anubarak, Surefire on that Tychus, Easy K on Kel'Thuzad, and Simeon is playing the Birdman himself, Malfurion. He's just kind of moving in. Ice goes in and just immediately just sitting. I love how long they just kind of stood there being like, yeah, you gonna throw me? You gonna throw me? You don't got the guts? Did burn throw, but then of course, Anubarak just burrowed right on back out. Anubarak really, really wants this. We have Gluttony being taken out. Anubarak does not have a... I don't know why they're so eager to make sure they pick that up. And actually they do abandon it. Never mind. Oh, and darn it, let me get rid of this. You can tell I've actually been playing the game. How dare I? Terrible caster, letting their game settings interfere with their cast settings. I actually wish I could do it differently. I would cast on the Irokov account and just but it doesn't save it. It's annoying. There's another throw in, and this time a lot of damage coming in. We do have Surefire, just gets tossed in, almost gets taken out. Does go back and goes ahead and gets hit by that. Not quite taken out by the Asmodan, but we do have Death Punisher moving up in order to take this. However, Rhydros didn't have to move back. Was at full health. Not sure why they moved back, but we're just about ready to fight over these beacons. There's a sleep onto the Ice X. Ice X going to be taken out. Bye bye, my friend. I wish you would stop falling down, my friend. Just Punisher is going to move up here and try and get this, but the Ragnarok is not up there trying to get this taken out just yet. Slight experience advantage coming out on the side of U.S. Army Esports. He's not saying yay right now as they go and get driven back. There's another big old orb coming in from the Venus. There's everything else kind of moving through. Simeon dives in. We have Malfurion being taken out. Second blood coming out on the other side, so it is 1-for-1. Yuzago Yay making it a third. Nope, does go and get out of there. Ice X is down to about 30% health. You can see 32 shields. %52% is gained on the side of U.S. Army Esports. Here's everyone else kind of moving through. Easy K moving up into the other end. He does get thrown around. Does go ahead and actually get caught by some nice damage. But there are the chains. A lot of damage going through. Ice X just says, get out of there, Wheatus! Your hitbox is too big! There's the nice contest coming in. Unicycle Yay does go ahead. Nice flank out. Not letting anyone move at all. Ice X getting very, very low. Wheatus looking not too healthy as well. Surefire having to back up. Tychus not having a lot of health anymore. Unicycle Yay does go back down to the gate and try and regurgitate health. I don't know if that's actually the word that you use for that, but this is the word I'm going to use for that. Surefire, are you aware that you're talking to everyone? And also, are they not in comms? I have questions. I also have a throw coming out from Ice X. Goes ahead, Anubarak a little bit, but we do have a lot of damage on the Simeon. Simeon does fall back. There is the blast in. Just rat-a-tat-tat coming out of Surefire, so knocking all of the bullets into them. But we actually have Skycake coming down. What? And Asmodan goes ahead and picks off the Tychus. That is second blood on the side of CM After Dark. Looking at stacks, we are already up to 104 stacks, 4 minutes into the game. Great job from Wheatus. Liking what I see. Gosh, I've fixed my mic like 8 times today. I don't know why it keeps going out of control. Alright, went ahead and turned it down a bit. I'm sorry about that. I literally just streamed for like several hours and no one had an issue with it, so not 100% sure. Also, Mulby, why didn't you tell me my mic was crazy? So we still have that same 52% that we've had for quite a while. Trying to make sure that everything, that I shouldn't say everything moves, that nothing moves. Skykake did come down. We still have a slight experience advantage on the side of CM After Dark. Skykake is moving back up here. Well, let me know if what I just did fixed it or not, because I definitely don't want to be having that. We have Easy Cake actually going out quite a bit. Now I'm like afraid to talk. We do go and have Frankenstein's going to be in a bit of trouble here, as we do have Death Punisher and Skykake both going in. I don't think that the Bone Boy's going to get out of here. Although, never mind, he actually survives. Fantastic. We do go and have more progress being made on the side of CM After Dark. All right, Simeon is going to get a lot of damage. We do have Brightwing being taken out as well. Brightwing comes down, but just in time. However, there is Unicycle Yay. Unicycle Yay is not having a Yay time right now. But Venus looks like he may be paying the counter kill, and we have a lot of kills. I think that was a 2 for 3, but I'm not 100% positive. Still very hot. I can still fix that. It's annoying. I don't like it when it's not working as well as it needs to. I swear I have to change my mic settings every effing day. It drives me absolutely crazy, and oh my gosh. That was a massive chunk coming out of the garage as everything goes ahead and goes through. Ice 6 a good bit of damage. Unfortunately, they did not really the damage they need, but Skykake is once again coming down in order to help with this. And we are at 66 to 86%. All right, it does look like top one. Tiger is having to move back, but we do go ahead and have. It looks like CM After Dark is going to go ahead and be able to finish this. So there comes the push coming into top lane. Skykake and Tiger are moving across. Frankenstein's may have been a little bit too much of a hero and does actually get taken out. Vala has finished that off. We do have the Odin coming out. Odin trying to hold this back. Skykake and Tiger are nearby, not trying to fight the Odin. Odin moves up in order to actually try and hold them off. That's frustrating. I will look at it more in depth afterwards. I don't know why that would suddenly be happening. But regardless, we do go ahead and have the top fort is taken out by Cloudimine's After Dark. We do go ahead and have down at bottom, the wall is taken out. Leoric is killed. The opposing wall is taken out, but most importantly, the Moonwell stays alive, and that cannot be said on the other side. So we're going to have Ice X and Venus moving through. But I've got an idea. Yep, that would do it. Stupid thing. Okay. Hopefully that actually made quite a bit of difference. The knob got turned on the actual equalizer. I always forget to check the physical stuff. I always try and check the system settings. Because the physical stuff should not randomly change. But regardless, we do go ahead and have the Sky Cake up at the top, and the Punisher going back. Ice X, actually the full 5-man for Cloud Mines After Dark are up here. No one making a move for boss just yet. Poor Leoric. Leoric, how many times are you? Like, I feel so bad for him. I'm super sorry about that. The actual equalizer fell off of the computer and was like wedged against the wall, and I think something got messed up with it. My super apologies. I also blame Opera for sure. Here's everyone else coming in. Unicycle, yay, goes ahead and gets that taken care of. Frankenshire is sucking health away from Skycake. They are pushing in fully. However, no one is dealing with this one down here, although it does look like the minions will clean that up. Isaac starting to move down, trying to take this care of this. We have 3 seconds until everything comes up, but without their tank, it does look like Cloud Mines After Dark are going to have to retreat. Unicycle Lay goes in. Tiger, great. Oh, Frankenshire tries to go in and get the Entomb, but just barely misses the volley because of that very, very heads-up roll out of there. And surprisingly, they actually start to get some progress, even though they didn't have their tank. It does look like a full rotation is coming around, trying to take this back, but they will get up to about 25% before they lose it. 26% is about 25%. I told the truth. And it does look like they're like, hey, if you want to go to the bottom lane, go ahead. Want to come in here and just take your stuff? Ice immediately moving in order to screen for the other team. There's Unicycle, yay, gets thrown and just exploded. Todd comes in and they said, guess what? You know how we were fighting without our tank for a second because our tank rotated? Were you also fighting out with your tank? Because your tank rotated to hell? However, Tychus comes along and says, hey, remember me? Remember how your armor doesn't work on me? And it absolutely did not. We don't have an explosion going on to Rakantheros. There is Tiger moving over to the other side. We do go ahead and are going to get getting this taken back. For just a second, it does look like they do take the top one. And that was a... Oh! Go ahead and move over to this screen so people can't see the mini-map. So it does look like someone on Cloud Mines After Dark did end up have a frozen game, so those have to rejoin real quick. That is A-okay. I think actually this screen will let me, if it's set up correctly, I'm not positive it is, but will let me talk about the stats. That's always a worthwhile thing to do. So looking at things so far in terms of healing, we do have Simeon slightly outpacing everyone else, is doing 56,000 healing to date. Death Punisher is coming at 45,000, though granted, Brightwing does have the teleport built into their base kit, so their raw healing output isn't necessarily as high. In terms of damage, Tiger is just running away with things, doing 58,000 damage. Asmodon, I kind of said that I wasn't 100% sure about Asmodon on a 2-lane map, but we do still end up... Nope, okay, the screen does not necessarily work. Tiger, thank you very much. We do go ahead and have Asmodon with 42,000, and then Tiger's number 3. Not surprising that... Actually, a bit surprising that he's not higher with how much damage he can shred out into both Asmodon and Garrosh. For that ever-important experience, we do have Rhydros leading the way, and has not used Lava Wave. I don't think he even took Lava Wave. Yeah, I know. I thought it might be set up, but it's not. I guess I could fix it real quick. I always hate doing this, though. Is that not... Crap! Yeah, I don't... This is just not set up for this. So, deal? Like, I don't know what to tell you. and we're waiting them. So. All right, here we go back into the game. So we do go ahead and have them moving through. It does look like Venus may be in trouble as they come out of the shadows, but thankfully Venus does see it, moves away. Death Punisher takes a little bit of damage, but does go ahead and teleport to the minion wave. I did not realize they made me a referee, so that was a bit of a whoops. Frankenstein takes a full orb to the face. How much is orb up to now? Orb is up to 314. Frankenstein moves up here, trying wisely gets back. Not gonna be, although with Tiger coming up, this may actually be a dead Leoric. Leoric moves slightly the wrong way, and it does look like going to be going ahead and nicely removed. Nicely removed with full prejudice. So here's everyone else kind of moving on through. Once again, we do go ahead and have progress being made for Clouded Minds After Dark. Unicycle goes in and gets the top one. Stops progress at 58%. They're moving through. Leoric is coming back into existence. They actually started boss, but they started with Leoric watching. I think that was more of a bait than anything. And there is a lava wave. That's the first one I've noticed being cast. I don't know if it's the first one in the game. I guess it's not. Tried to zoom out even further, and the game would not let me. Okay, with that being done, we have a little bit of progress for U.S. Army Esports, but then that is immediately stifled. Here comes the rotation down. Are they actually going to catch up with Skykick? That is the question. There they are. Here comes the engagement. Nice throw in. 3 people get stunned by that smash. We do have a new rock going down. We are going to lose the garage as well. Tank for tank so far. The Odin comes out. There's the armor coming for the Tigers. Skykick right in the middle of a lot of people. A lot of people actually got caught by the Malfurion roots, and we do go ahead and have Kelton not be taken out. Surefire is going to be the next one to fall. Frankenstein is trying to be a hero, but is ended up going to be the 3rd victim. Alright, we do meanwhile have the mercenary waves pushing through, actually taking down top fort, and it looks like we're going to have another Zerg wave coming out in favor of Clouded Minds After Dark. With that being said, we do go ahead and have the final fort of the game falling on the side of U.S. Army Esports. Clouded Minds are just marching across this map, getting ready, and here come a lot more Zerg. We are going to get all the tanks back. Unicycle Yay is moving through. We're almost back in terms of our last member. There's a nice entomb, but it looks like actually Frankenstein is the one that gets targeted. Venus takes a good bit of damage, is going to go ahead and get healed by that Brightway. There's a nice double hit from the Kelthus up, but Unicycle Yay goes down. I think the real problem is Unicycle Yay took a Nubrock, and Nubrock is well known to not be good at riding unicycles. And here come the Zerg. Tigus goes down. This will probably be it. The Zerg will probably be able to end this because the Hydralisks do amazing damage if you can keep the enemy off there. It looks like they will be able to. Here comes everyone. Taunt comes out. We do have a kill onto the... Well, everyone. A little bit too much of a zoom in there. Whoops. And with that being said, we go ahead and in the game number 1 with Clouded Minds After Dark ending up being your champions, being your winners, carrying the game on Barax's holdout. Did not end up... I think the Zerg may have gotten 1 building at the end. I think they actually... No, I'm looking at the replay right now. They did use the Lava Wave. I missed that to not just clear out the Zerg, but do a lot of damage. Let me go ahead and give you greedy people your points. Alright, looking at the end stats, we do still have Malfurion still out healing. We do go ahead and have Vala, Tiger, and actually Skycake moving in to the 3rd position in terms of damage. And we do have Skycake leading the way on Soak. Lava Wave is kind of a cheat, so not super surprised. With that said, I'll go ahead and see you in the next game. Wait 1 second, and then I will talk to you then. Okay, but first, before we really get into this, I just have to say, oh my god, Rackham, thank you. You are 8,000 tons of awesome. So, looking into this right now, we do have Battlefield of Eternity. Battlefield of Eternity is one of my absolute favorite maps. It's kind of just like all over the place. It's you know what's going to happen, but there's just so much like back and forth between do we team fight, do we race, do we like get under our own immortal, do so they have to avoid the stuns. There's just a lot that goes on, and it's amazing. So obviously, let me know if the sounds are okay. I made a change to the settings that just so I could like keep an eye on what was happening with my mic. I don't think it is really going to affect what you run into, but if it does, absolutely tell people. It does look like that Raga managed to go ahead and give a sub to Garpy, Bashing Yet-Eyes, Gotcha, Ruffian, and Botacat. Have to wonder how long that Botacat was around in order to get that sub, but oh well. Obviously, I do have like those alerts being turned off, but Rackham, super appreciate you. Volume seems lower than okay, I will fix that. Oh, I bet I know why actually. No, that won't work. Okay, well, it sounded good, so I'll go ahead and just go with that. There we go. Going back to what we had, I need to figure out how to do that in order to make it like all work together well. But regardless, we do go out of bans on Rainer and Greymane and Johanna. Greymane is interesting. Greymane is not who they banned the first time around. They ended up banning out Stukov as their second one, so they are potentially letting Stukov through, and we'll have to see if Stukov gets picked up. But first, actually, I do have to wonder if we're going to see Cloud of Mines After Dark take the Stukov, because the Stukov is obviously they have the first pick, and the fact that they had first pick last time as well, so I don't really know. On the other side, they banned out Johanna, and they definitely didn't ban out Vala last time because Vala was in the game. Trying to remember who their second ban was. I think it was the Anduin. Fantastic. Oh, and Ruffian. Congratulations on getting the lottery for these lovely gift sub. I can't speak. We do have Stukov being picked up first and foremost. I kind of predicted that when I saw it wasn't banned out. They said we have first pick. Let's not ban it out if we can just take it instead. Brightwing comes along, as does Sylvanas. Sylvie. Oh, Sylvanas, she's breaking my heart. I have fun. Would you go ahead and have Simeon and... I already said that. Why am I repeating stuff I've already said? I swear I'm losing my mind, but you know what? It's okay. I'm allowed to lose my mind. I'm not doing anything with it anyway. We have our second and third pick coming out of the side of CM After Dark. And Tiger is going to go Artanis. This is like the only map you ever see Artanis on. I guarantee you, I posit, I predict, using my clairvoyance, clairaudience, and all the other special words, we are going to see amateur opponent, or at least we better. We also do have the stacky boy, Nazebo. I'm going to go ahead and do that voodoo ritual and try and get up to full stack, so at the end of the game he just becomes nuts. Although, and honestly, with a lot of the changes that were made to Nazebo, he's just kind of nuts the whole time. There's the variant being taken out. Isaacs, you may have to play May, which I know Isaacs is going to be like absolutely heartbroken if they have to do that. They absolutely hate all of their ice-based heroes, you can tell from their name. Camera, stop showing off my water bottle. Rude. We do go ahead and have the Zul'jin. So definitely do not want to have a lot of auto attackers. It's interesting because we've taken out Raynor, we've taken out Zul'jin, and we've taken out Vala. Sylvanas kind of works as an auto attacker, but not really. Unicycle is going to go in here on the Dibbles. And then there is the Sonya. Got banned out last time. Will not be banned out this time. Sonya versus Artanis is a Sonya favored matchup, though. Granted, all Artanis does is need to stay back and get the experience in order, because really he's there for the race. And in the actual team fight, it's not nearly as so clear. Ruffian, actually no. Although if someone redeems it, I will put them on real quick. I do have them sitting right there, but I'm not actually wearing them right now. All right. Figured someone would be doing that. All I do is offer, so I'm going to put these on right quick. We do go ahead and have Tychus and May being picked up, kind of as I predicted. When Isaac is forced into a corner, May is one of his preferred heroes, so definitely not a surprise. Oh, got my jams out of the way. I forgot how tight these boots actually were. Falstad is going to be our last person. And just real quick before we move on, let me go ahead and make this super big. In terms of cute boots, because Ruffian did redeem that. These are my red lacers. I love them so much, although they're a little bit too tight. I can't actually zip them all the way up. But I still love them forever. And with that being taken care of, I'll go ahead and get into the actual game, because you guys don't want to see me like taking over your screen the entire time. Or maybe you do, but you know what? Too bad. I'm not going to do it. Coming into the game, I'm totally like watching myself on the preview monitor, because of course the 30-second delay is there. We do go and have Skycake is going to be playing the Nazebo, Stacky Boy himself. Just Punisher is on the Stukov, they didn't ban out this time. Isaac's on his favorite May. Win is coming in on Tychus, the lad himself. And then up in the top lane, we do have Tiger playing that there Artanis. Artanis is going to be going into Sonya, representing US Army Esports, and being played by Frankshire. We do go ahead and have Unisaku Ye on the Diablo, EZK playing the Falstad. We do have Simeon on the Brightwing, so double global coming out of the side of US Army Esports. And then we do have Surefire rounding out the four-man, playing that Sylvanas. Poor Sylvanas, like, I was not paying attention! Nicely done, a little bit of damage, very, very little damage though. Most of them did move out of the way in time, but still it was worth doing. EZK goes ahead and launches in that Hammerang. So Ye hiding in the bushes, waiting to see if they can catch someone. Venus does wisely get back. Nice move around, and then does burrow the zombie wall. Oh, I like that move. I like the reverse swap. Obviously, was kind of expecting Frankenstein to dive in right there. Did not happen. Alright, a little bit of an engagement happening down here. We do go ahead and have Simeon, EZK, and Surefire. Moving in on Isaac's a little bit. Isaac's taking a good bit of damage. Where are we in terms of his trait? Trait is available, actually. Doesn't want to use it just yet, apparently. Apparently. No one making a move on the bottom camp. Tiger is losing the 1v1, not super surprising. Artanis does have a difficulty to Sonya. That is going to cause Sonya to move up here. Goes up, takes out one. He's going to wait to see if Tiger moves up, it looks like. Tiger sees that one of them is defeated. So here they go back and forth. Back and forth. The thing to remember always is if Tiger tries to commit to a fight off lane, they do have 2 globals on the other side that can just come up and end him. But there's Icex, goes ahead and catches the Diablo. There's the Silence coming down as well. Their teleport comes in from Brightwing. That means that particular global is down for a while. With Diablo actually leaving the area, even though they didn't see him leave, they guessed he left, and they went ahead and moved down in order to try and get this lower camp. But meanwhile, there is a fight happening up here. And as we said, here comes Easy K coming in with the global. Does not respect the 1v1. Shaman camps are being picked up, and this is going to be an even trade out with the red moving up the top lane and the blue moving through the bottom lane. However, we have almost a full level lead coming out of US Army Esports, surprisingly. It's been relatively even. They only got 1 kill, but where's their experience actually coming from? I want to know. Sonya is just running away with experience for some reason. Like, somehow has double the experience of Artanis, and I'm not entirely sure why. Meanwhile, we do go ahead and have, the Immortal is just finished off real quick. Sky King taking a lot of damage. Sorry, I was looking a little bit too much at other things. Glory Race with the lot. We do have the auto attackers being taken out one after another, and we do have the blue Immortal is moving up to the top. That's a. I love just how, like, what single-minded he is. To me, Immortals, I'll march for Hell's Gates. I shall march for Hell's Gates. I'm like, well, yeah, you just said that. But we got the picture, thank you. Alright, and Stukov does go ahead and catch the infection. Moves around for a little bit, but then obviously expires. Because Here's the Storm is way, way better at actually cleansing infection than the real world is. That's why it's a fantasy. Frankenshire and Tiger do move over to the bottom lane.
A cat? No?
You're not allowed to be on top of the computer? That's not okay? There's Icex diving into the back line, ends up actually not connecting with anyone. Takes a lot of damage, but they do go ahead and take out the top fort. That's going to give them the advantageous. Oh my goodness. My cat is now behind the computer, and I'm very, very nervous. It's a narrow space, and he's just very, very interested in what's back there. The problem is what's back there is a lot of very, very delicate wires. Alright, sorry, I'll try and focus on the game. I'm just really worried everything's going to like die in 1 second, and it will be tragic. And I didn't start a prediction, I'm sorry. I'll go ahead and start it now, although obviously it's a little bit less even, but hey, if you want to bet, you can. I got distracted by boots. We do have Venus and Tiger into the Punisher moving in, trying to do a lot of damage. Yuzako, Yay, and are moving down. We do have Tiger getting flipped over. Does do the swap in order to buy some time. Moving down, there is Frankenshire goes through, gets a lot of damage onto Death Punisher. Opera behave. That's what they say when we're together. I should not sing. I don't know how. Oh, with that being said, we do have Unicycle Yay. Does actually get caught in the freeze. Never mind, does not. I really thought that was going to hit. Level 10s are unlocked on the side of US Army Esports, but they are picked up also immediately by Cloud Mines After Dark. We do go have Armageddon, Leap. I'm not even going to say it right now. We're in the middle of a fight. There is the beam. Actually, we have the beam coming out from Artana. Surprising. Unicycle Yay taking a lot of damage. Is being hunted down to about 200 health. We have a double kill onto Brightwing and Basic, but we also have a kill onto Artanis. It is a 3-for-1, however. And Cloud of Mind's going to go and chase their opponents out of here and move over towards the Immortal of the other team. So you have Isaacs down here cleaning out this experience, trying to make sure that you have a bit of an advantage. Now that we've done this, I can go ahead and talk about, we do go ahead and have Flaming Swipe, the Purifier Beam we saw, rather than Spirit, Ice Wall, and Dragon Laser Drill. Other side is Leap, Gust, Heal, Arrow, and Apocalypse. Leap to hold them, Apocalypse and Arrow to just like shut down their escapes. I like it. Nice little wombo potential coming out, but we do have the Immortal coming down here to the bottom lane. There's a nice wall. Oh, he just flies through it. I don't think that's how physics works. Brightwing goes down one more time. We also have Sylvanas being taken out, and the Immortal is charging straight in. Doing a heckin' charge. I hate when Zebos do this when I'm a melee character. I'm like, I'm trying to hit it, and your zombies are in the way. Could you not do that? Meanwhile, up top, we do have Artanis just stopping the push, so this is actually a 4 versus 5 as Sylvanas comes back. Although, obviously, the Immortal is there, so that's not quite true. A bit of anti-synergy goes through. We have the Diablo, and then the False Hand says, no, they might get hit! Alright, Immortal does go down, but they are on keep at this point. Keep in mind, it is 5 versus 4, but Artanis is now pushed into the top. And here's Easy Cake getting onto Tiger. It's going to be followed by everyone else. I think Tiger may be dead here. It's going to do a lot of damage to Falstad. Oh, Leap actually used to save Falstad's life. Here's everyone else. We do have the bottom lane being pushed forward. Alright, oh, nice polymorph in order, and Venus does actually get taken out by the Keep. Keep was very, very vengeful, and we do have Stukov being taken out as well. Here comes the Purifier Beam when they're not engaged. A little bit of a late move from the Artanis, not going to do much of anything. Honestly, Easy K was more concerned about Surefire coming near them, but we do have the Zebo finally taken out. The Zebo was actually avoiding me when I was trying to figure out what they were fighting. Level 14 to 14, 7 kills on either side. Even though, structure-wise, we do have a definite advantage on the side of Seam After Dark. This is anyone's game for sure. We do go ahead and have Tiger and Ice. Another leak comes out. We do have a kill on... Oh, this is kind of tragic. Ice is also going to be taken out. There's a great two-man... wall, but it's not going to matter because they've already lost 2 people. So with 3 versus 3 with 2 people frozen is not actually an advantageous move. This is going to US Army Esports to move down and go ahead and start moving into this Immortal. Oh, Fraser just really want to get in there. It's like, no, I don't. I'm right at the edge. I'm fine. Counted the pixels wrong, my friend, unfortunately. But we're going to have halftime gotten very, very quickly. We are still 10 seconds away from Ice Axe. Isaac is coming back. Will they be able to actually really get engaged before this is taken out? Because it's going down very, very quickly. Falstad is making very sure of that. They are waiting for their tank. They're saying, tank, we need you. We can't move in. And halftime is done. We have a full health Infernal Immortal coming out. There is the swap on the unicycle, yay. That is, however, Diablo, and Diablo just kind of charges forward and says, I have more hit points than you've got, like, dollars in your bank account. That's actually probably true for me. Yep, a little bit. Alright, we have the Infernal coming in. However, they did drive the Diablo back. They're having a hard time defending it, and it does actually lose its shield before it gets through the wall, but it is on to the fort now. And Diablo is nearly here. Here's Diablo moving in, trying to get what they can done. Immortal is already down to almost dead, and the fort is only knocked down to about 25% health. Isaac's taking a good bit of damage. They are moving down towards the fort. There is Surefire, goes ahead and warps out. Does just avoid the swap. That swap would have been critical. There is a nice leap in from the back. Sonya going ahead and went back. Great. Oh my god, we have Ice X, we have Stukov being taken out almost immediately. They are on top of Skycake, but Skycake does get away. There is the attempt at a move. Win is getting very low, does go down to about 200. Alright, fort is destroyed on the side of the red team. So with that being taken care of, we do have everyone moving up. Just a little bit. Here's Unicycle, yay. I love that name so much, I'm sorry. And it does look like they're going to go ahead and pick up the other Shaman camp. Their opponents will get the Khazra Spear camp at the bottom lane. Bottom lane pressure is equalized, although with this being picked up, that is no longer the case. They will have to get that cleaned up. We're about 10 seconds away. Quick mana coming up from these two. Alright, a little bit of not moving in together. We do go ahead and have halftime unlocked on the side of CM After Dark, where the opponents really get to move in. Unicycle goes in, goes the flip. A lot of damage coming in. Sonya tried to go in. We do have Stukov being taken out. There is one person in the ice wall. The beam is coming down right on top of Fregature. Fregature trying to move out, but it is slowed down just a little bit. Beam is doing a lot of free damage. The false set is out, but that is 2 for 1 in favor of US Army Esports. Diablo peeling back, but is at full health. Alright, with this being done, we do go ahead and have a lot of damage coming. Isaac's getting very low. Fregature goes in looking for the kill. There is the stasis from the main in order to keep it healing from happening. They are on top of it. Venus moves a little bit too far forward. One of that kill did not get it. We do go ahead and have Venus being taken out as well. A couple spiders coming in, but we do go ahead and have the blue immortal being peppered down. Isaac's moving in a little bit ahead of the team. This might be dangerous. This is a little bit of a bluff, but they do go and move back. The Diablo does get stunned. They do see Falstad on the map and know that they can move in, but Falstad can of course move up very quickly. Isaac's almost got caught by that, but there is once again the leap from Sonya. Sonya is on top of the Stukov trying to take Death Punisher out. But a lot of damage. There is the gust from Falstad. Falstad goes in and Death Punisher still gets slightly taken out by the Sylvanas coming in. There's a lot of damage coming in onto this Nazebo, and Nazebo does go down. We do have Falstad taken out one more time by the Artanis. Artanis just shreds through this bird, I swear. Birdman! A lot of damage on the Brightwing. Brightwing moves back. We do go ahead and have down to 3,000 damage on the Immortal. Dragon Laser Drill comes out, a lot of damage onto Unicycle, yay. Immortal does go down, but Diablo may also go down, being very targeted, and yes, Diablo does die. Does have souls, will be back in about 3 seconds, so it is still 3-on-3, but this is going to be a much weaker Diablo coming back. And with that, we do go ahead and have still catapult pressure along the top lane. Still even? Oh my gosh, I hadn't realized this. This is down to 1,000? Oh, and Venus!
The demon approaches the gates of heaven.
So it doesn't look like they're going to leave the immortals out here to die. They're pushing it on top. They say, okay, our bottom fort is, or our bottom keep is dang near dead. Let's go ahead and try and get some lasting damage up top. Venus is still down, but Sonya's not with them as well, so this is going to trigger a retreat. Nice two-person ice wall coming out of Ice X. But there is the gust in order to save everyone. Diablo actually using a Hellgate in order to get by. Speaking of which, we do go ahead and can do this all day. Flash freeze, Atlantic Spirits, target purified, and top off. Ignore pain, wind tunnel, invisible friends, withering barrage, and Hellgate. Alright, there is Diablo coming back. Very, very even game. Both teams a little bit, but keep in mind there is a mercenary camp moving through the top lane, so at some point Blue is going to have to rotate up. They do not have their camp. This camp will not be up for another 3 minutes. And I'm taking a little bit early, and that gives advantage over to the side of US Army Esports. Oh, that was actually really, really lucky and good. Ended up actually catching in 2 of the circles for the... And there is... Oh, but actually, False Head is the first to die. We did have the leap coming in. Venus taking a lot of damage. Frankenstein is going to be the next one. We do go ahead and have the Devouring Spirit comes out and devours Sonya. Sonya goes ahead and gets taken out very, very quickly. That is both of the heavy DPS gone for the side of US Army Esports. Is maybe the turnaround that they need, and they are moving down. They say we don't care about the immortal. We just want to go in and see if we can win right here. Unicycle Yay does go and get caught trying to be in lane. Is going to go and be taken out. Does not have souls this time, so only Sylvanas and Brightwing are trying to defend for the next 35 seconds. They do not have a wave with them, and they won't for a while. That is the one great advantage they have, because anyone that gets too close is going to get immediately started shelled by the Nexus, by the core. But we are down to 60%, and we still have a long way to go. I do think that this is going to be the end of it. Isaac goes in and uses trait in order to keep this down, and we are at 5%. We're at 1%. Isaac goes down at the last second, but so does the core, and that's what really matters. Super, super, super even game, but at the end of things, doesn't even matter. They tried so hard and got so far. Regardless, let me go and see if we can get a interview set up. 1 second, guys. I'll be right back. Hello, hello. Fantastic. Let me go ahead and get back into the stream. All right, ladies and gentlemen, and we are joined now by Skycake. Hello, Skycake. Congratulations, obviously.
Yeah, thanks.
So, first of all, obviously the easy question starts everything off. How do you guys feel right now?
We're excited. We're definitely happy about the win. We were pretty confident coming into the match. Quick apology to my team because we're coming off of some practice versus Nexus team, so we got our stuff stomped pretty hard trying to play some scrims earlier. But it felt good to get back into NGS B West games, so it was nice.
All right, let me go ahead and make sure that everything is good. Looks like it. Fantastic. They'll yell at me if not. So, look at the two games. The first game was on Brax's Holdout, and your opponents actually went for what is usually they can't. Why? I do not understand this system sometimes. Okay.
I think if you just get a hammer and hit it, it might work.
Apparently, like it's worked the entire night. Everything's been good, and then all of a sudden I go to this screen and it stops working. I don't understand. But regardless, they should be able to hear you now because when you talk, I definitely see your bar moving, and that's what matters. But looking at Brax's Holdout, so that was a map that you guys definitely seem to have a very, very, very ironed out strategy on what to do. Was that something that you went in with the already in mind, or was there some sort of like reacting to your opponents?
So, well, I think they actually chose they got map pick on both of these matches. I was a little surprised of them taking us to Braxis just because we've, I think, consistently week to week since week 1 of NGS this season, we've taken teams to Braxis, and it was strictly early because we saw that Braxis was not a high win rate for other teams. So them taking us to Braxis was kind of a relief to me. I know Isex hates it, but I think we're well practiced on it at this point.
All right. I mean, it certainly seemed like it. You guys definitely had a battle plan when you went in there.
Yeah, it was the first time this season that me and Tiger have role swapped too. So definitely props to the Leoric that was in top lane versus me. If it wasn't for the 4-man carrying me in that first match, he was slamming me in the top lane. So
yeah, it was interesting because they actually picked the Leoric on their 4th pick instead of waiting until the 5th. What made you? Was it just that you wanted Lava Wave in order for the clear, or what made you pick Ragnaros into Leoric? Because that is definitely not one of his best matchups.
Yeah, I knew I was going to have a hard time in the matchup. I didn't expect it to be nearly as hard as it was. He played a really strong Leoric. However, on Braxis, I feel like there's just so many like post-10 advantages that you get as Ragnaros, and you can be extremely aggressive with the Molten Core trait. And so we decided to try that out since we also had the Vala pick that Tiger is comfortable playing as well.
So this might be me being ignorant of Division B, but both games you guys ended up taking out the Rainer. It makes a lot of sense on Battlefield, but was it just someone on the other team that just really, really, really is amazing with Rainer? Or is it just the guy is super, super good at what he does and hard to counter?
Yeah, it's the first time we've banned out a Rainer. I know Death Punisher had done some scouting for us, and it looked like they had a pretty strong Rainer, pretty strong Gray main. We were a little bit more afraid of the Rainer just because on Braxis, if you have somebody that can rip camps really fast, it creates a quick early advantage, and we didn't want to have to be playing against that. And then same thing for BOE. I mean, we wanted to make sure that we had the camp clear and the race down really in our favor.
So moving on to BOE, BOE definitely had to do with a slightly different setup. Obviously, I love that we got to bring Artanis out on that one. Artanis was my original main way back in the day. But Obviously, going into Sonya is not the easiest thing in the world for Artanis, but you definitely got to have some great swaps in order to get things together. What was the idea behind actually taking the orbital beam, which is not the ult I usually see?
I don't know. I can't speak for Tiger. I know that a lot of times, because he was actually the one running Artanis, I know that a lot of times when I'm playing on 2-lane maps, I'll actually opt for the orbital beam myself, just because it gives you a lot of peel from across the map, because you can throw orbital on the opposing tank from the other side of the map, and it kind of forces them to either disengage or just take a ton of face damage. But it definitely worked out for us. I think it played a big role in getting some of the picks that we were chasing down in the late game there to secure that win.
Well, it certainly did. And actually, yeah, I forgot that you guys swapped again between games 1 and 2. So on the Nazebo is certainly kind of an interesting pick, because I feel like he does have a harder time stacking, because there's not you can't rotate between mid and bottom. But obviously you still did very, very well with him. What kind of prompted the Nazebo pick, other than he just got pseudo reworked, although it wasn't a real rework?
Yeah, I mean, just with the Spiders build being as painful as it is now, I don't think it's anything as overpowered as what we saw with like Zagara in the past. However, the Spider build being really strong, and I kind of figured that I wasn't going to reach the 175 stack in the game. However, with them running Diablo and Sonya and having like a team full of self-sustain and heals, I figured that the level 20 Spirit was going to get me by, now that it's got that new trait to it where it reduces healing by 50%. So it made a big difference, I think, in a couple of those end game kills, just choking out the heals.
I definitely feel like that's true, because I did notice that about halfway through the game, it kind of started turning on you. You guys got the first and the second Immortal, and then you started not being able to take a fight on even terms. Like, you would trade, but you'd trade like one hero for or 3 heroes for one. But once level 20 hit, then all of a sudden it reversed back and you were able to push through. So I'll go ahead and say that you did that. I don't know how true that is, but I'll claim it.
Well, I'm okay with it. We'll just pretend that that's the story and we're sticking to it.
Yeah, those are the questions I had set up for you. Let me go and turn it over to you for the shoutouts I'm sure you want to give.
Yeah, shout out to Clouded Minds, people who are in the watch party. Thanks for being here, rooting for us. People that are in the chat. Thank you to NGS for putting this stuff on. It's super fun. Thank you, Raka, for casting this, and thank you, Weenus, for Leroy Jenkinsing the bottom lane to try to get that keep for us. But even though it didn't work out too well, it was kind of funny for us in comms. So
yeah, I didn't flame him for that, but I definitely I'm almost positive he'll take this out of context too, because right now I was like, Weenus!
Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch that on the replays, because I didn't see it happen, but I I saw Weenus going down there, but I'm sure he just met Diablo to the face as soon as he started trying to shred that tower. So that'll be fun to rewatch. Well,
I'm now doubting whether you saw it. You must be a future psychic, because that's 100% what happened.
Oh, and the only other thing I gotta say too now, because we played a couple games earlier with or at least I played a couple games earlier with another BUS team, and I think that What's Wave Clear, some of the members might be watching, so just know that we're coming for you.
Oh, well, fantastic. Look forward to that. Maybe I'll be able to cast it. It's tough, though. I'm having to run around forever, but I'll do the best I can.
Well, it was a pleasure, Raka. I appreciate it so much.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you very much. Enjoy the after party and don't do anything I wouldn't do.
I won't. A little bit of drinking, that's all. All right, bye-bye.
Have a good one. And I'll go ahead and now move over to you guys. It doesn't look like any other NGS streams are going. I was the only one tonight, so thank you very much for being here. I appreciate it. Sorry for the audio issues. I swear I have to redo it every day. But we'll go over and see Aura, or a different Aura. Thank you very much, Weenus, for the 69, rubbing your biddies all over me. I appreciate it.